Morning, bunnies. Okay. Come on, chair. This way. Just a moment. I gotta wind a bobbin. Morning. I'm just gonna wind a bobbin here. And then we will get started. I think I'm only going to do one. I don't think I need... let's do two. Feeling paranoid. I've got one already in the machine because I am so proud of myself. Like, I know that I'm not the only one that makes a bag and forgets to do the strap. And then they're like, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to think about a strap and then wait forever. Oop. What? Oh, okay. Good morning, Bo. I am apparently not awake because this is because instead of I pulled something wrong. Here we go. So we're gonna clip that. We're gonna find where this is. This is me, not the machine. Okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna do a lunchbox today. I'm gonna see if I like this pattern. If not, I'll just shrink the twilight. I mean, why not? I have 4 sizes of the all right, let's see if that works. There we go. I have 4 sizes of the Fortuna. Do y'all want me to make my giant backpack? Oh yeah. It's right here. I just got stuck in a clock. There was like fibers. You know, when you're going through the clock app and you're like, meh, and then all of a sudden you get a really good video, and then you get like 5 or 6 in a row, and you're like, well, I just feel like I won the lottery type moments. So when I get low on my spool like this, if I'm doing like the carpet bags, and this is the color that I'm using this year is blue, then I set it aside and I will just use this for bobbins now. It's still got quite a bit, but it's just easier this way because I still have a lot of projects that I'm going to need the blue for. And I just got this from Wall-Whack. I'm trying to decide if I got the color right or not. Yeah, okay. I couldn't remember which one this was. I probably could have just looked at the number on the bottom. Alrighty. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to wake up. It's not even waking up, it's just I don't feel good. The norm. And today's nail day, and I don't know if some of y'all saw my story, but be careful. That is a chunk out of my nail. So what happened is I was sewing a moon dance, and I was trying to just feel for the middle part so I didn't have to sew it to flip it over. I figured out a way to get around that too. The problem was that my foot was on the pedal, which when you're not sewing, where's your foot supposed to be? Off the pedal. Mine was not. This was my fault. But my foot twitched, as our feet do sometimes, and it went under, and the needle hit my nail. Now, it hit it in a way So that the swelling's gone down, but it's still a little sensitive there. The needle hit and pushed my finger so hard that it actually pushed mostly at the knuckle. So it went like this, and my knuckle did swell up just a little bit. It's a lot better now because I iced and medicined the crap out of it. But yeah, my nail, a good chunk of it just broke off. It destroyed the needle. Like, woo! I have had the needle go through the nail before, but um it destroyed this acrylic. The good news is that my nails still look damn good. Yeah, Bo, rather my nail than my finger. I appreciate that. I mean, my husband said he didn't come a running because he could hear the non-panic. And that helped a lot. Actually, this is a dress with my own design. See, it's the flowers. I'm gonna be taking orders at Dragon Con for them. I tried to open up a pre-order, but I found out that there were two of us doing pre-orders for dresses. But the biggest issue was that at the same time, there was sadly somebody who was doing a pre-order and not fulfilling it. They were having a little bit of trouble with that. So I think people got a little like kind of sketchy on it. But thank you. I do love it. It's a very comfortable dress. It has pockets. Pockets. As all dresses should. Morning, Oma. I'm going to do a lunch bag because so I do listen to requests at the conventions and online, of course. Um, but you have to take requests with a grain of salt because one person saying it does not mean that there is a ton of people saying it. But if at the convention, if I have like 3 conventions in a row where people are like, hey, do you have this? Then I do listen to that. Like my first conventions, I did a lot of like Lola's from Swoon. And those are an arm bag. They don't really have um a, a strap. So there was like 2 or 3 conventions in a row where people are like, oh, I would buy this, but I need a crossbody strap. That I finally just was like, well, I guess I'm adding crossbody straps to everything. Oh, I'm like, why does this look so dark? Because I don't have the machine on yet. So I have been asked at least 3 shows I know. I remember off the top of my head. Do you do lunch boxes? And then I saw Mescany Engineering. I've tagged her before. She's the reason I did like a bunch of freaking moon dances. That and they're fun, which all 50 are done, thankfully. That wasn't so bad. But I saw her do this adorable, this stinking cute lunchbox with one of Night Till Dawn's panels, and it was so cute. And I'm like, well, I guess I found my pattern because I just like the shape of it. Now, it is a So Sweetness pattern. So Sweetness does not allow tutorials to be done. Oh, no, you'll be fine. You're not recording anything, weirdo. So this is not technically a recorded tutorial. It is just me live sewing one of their patterns, even though I'm already changing things. That's me. So let me get my pieces real quick because nothing is viewed. All righty. Let's see what we have here. So I've already adjusted the gusset the way I want it. Where are you at? These are the zipper panels, which I'm going to be doing. It's got just like a little handle. I'm going to be doing the handle differently. Because why wouldn't I? I'm going to be doing the handle differently. Do I have a bag over here? I do. So, like, this is the classic. I think this is the classic. No, this isn't the classic. This is a different bag. I can't quite. Sassy. This is the Sassy Petite. But this is how I did the handle on here. I'm going to be doing something similar to this, but it's going to be one long piece all the way around. We'll see how well that goes. Don't quote me on this. But look at that dragon on the back. Y'all, I have a new cutting machine coming. I cannot wait. Starry Night and a gold bubble bag. Oh, the bubble bags are fun. Oh, definitely. The moon dances were really fun. I figured the 50 of them, I think with all delays and stuff, they probably took me between 9 and 10 hours for 50 of them. I put that all in my little calculations. What are you doing? Why aren't you in here? I definitely think I'm going to show y'all how I do panels so that you can kind of use that. Because I did discover that the vinyl panels I have are a perfect fit for the lunch boxes as well. So we shall have lunch boxes. Okay, so those are my zipper panels. I'm going to use boning in it. And I'm using that mainly because I'm using this Insel Bright. I'm also using a piece of Decaville Heavy in the bottom of it. I think with a lunchbox, you want that stable bottom. I can't stand a lunchbox that sags on the bottom. It bothers me. Okay, so those are all my gusset pieces. Those are going to go over there for the moment. Where are you at? Where's my whole piece? So there's my Insel board. Okay, so this will be the front panel, which I did not cut. Do I have it over here? I had an extra one that I cut, but I don't see it. Sadly, get over there. Things have gotten pushed. Ha ha ha! Found it. Ha ha! I knew it would come in handy. This chair and me are not friends today. I keep looking. I've got one in my Amazon cart, saved cart. A new chair that I want to try that's got a nice coupon and that on it. But every time I go to buy it, something comes up. So, like, I know y'all know that feeling. But here's the front. And it'll, of course, have my logo. In fact, if I don't forget, my tape order came in from Wawak. It was so fast. It's just like, holy crow. I don't know if this is, see, okay, no lie. I glanced at the pattern, and I think glancing is even being optimistic. I think I side-eyed it because we're gonna put you right here because I already know how I want to put together this bag. I'm gonna bind it. You saw how I curved the ones. Yes, this should be in my recommends. I love this thing. I really do. It makes the corners just that little bit of softer. And even if you don't want to like go around that corner, even if you do like a sharp pivot, it still looks pretty. I don't know. I sometimes don't like sharp corners. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me. So many things. So this will be the front. Yeah, just a nice simple front. I'm not putting any stabilizer on that. I don't think. I did not. Nope, I didn't cut any stabilizer for it. So we'll see how well this goes. I'm thinking the binding is going to do most of the stabilizing for it. So that's good. For the back, though, I am doing a slip pocket. So I cut the whole piece, and then I cut from the top. Where are you at? Like what, 3.5? Yeah, I cut 3.5 from the top, or 6.5 from the bottom, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to attach. That's going to go there. This is going to go here. I'm going to attach. There we go. This to it. So the waterproof canvas, and then of course I'll do the slip pocket. I was trying to decide, but yeah, it's a thin waterproof canvas. Come on. I'm tired, y'all. Yeah, Def, I'm so sorry. I have like I have no train of thought. It has derailed and it is on fire, just so you know. Uh, so I'm trying to decide if I want to open my curtains or not. But without the curtains open, YouTube seems to not be so bright. But anyway, sorry. Yes. And this is from So Sweetness. The pattern link for this is in my link tree. So the back will have a slip pocket because the inside is just these two pieces. So what I'm trying to decide is, I had an idea. God help us all, I know. I had an idea to maybe quilt the inside. This will be like maybe technically the second lunchbox I've made. I just need to see how this would work. But I think I cut this just big enough. But I'm not putting any pockets inside. I don't think a lunchbox really needs pockets inside. I think it needs outside. Oh, yes. The prep for decon never stops. But I need to make one of these and gauge interest, and then decide if I'm going to make a zillion of these, which I probably am. And I still have the 50 Shade Slayers from K Azonia? Ascona? Ascon? Stoive? Oh, Lord. I'll have to put the link in my tree for these, because I do love making these. In fact, I even had an idea for these. So this is felt by the yard because it doesn't fray. But I had an idea that we might look at me doing after the lunchbox, because I have to go early today. So we shall see. I'm gonna put that aside for now. So what I have to do first. Oh, I thought I had a lot to like interface, because I'm used to piecing together stuff and putting an interfacing piece. I just remembered I don't have anything but the Decoville heavy to put on. So I'm gonna fuse that real quick. Where are you at? Here you are. So unfortunately, fortunately, I am using pretty much just the pattern piece and the measurements to make a basis for a lunchbox. I have been toying with another shape that I think is really cute, but it's something that, again, has to wait till after Dragon Con. I have a couple of bag ideas that, while I'm waiting for that to come up. Where are you at? So I've had some folks that want me to do some sort of pattern for this, because I pretty much created this out of need for a client. So I have to bring it with me to the con and see how she likes it. It's not a sling. It is a crossbody bag, but this sits kind of under as far up as you want it to be. Like here and that. So it'll kind of sit nicely. It's got a flap. I need to put a magnet on it. Otherwise it's done. And then inside it's got a pocket and a place for the keys. A little zipper pocket. But yeah, I just need to get her final approval on all of this, and then I'll end up making her something. The carpet. The carpet. The carpet. But I have a couple of pattern ideas that folks want me to... Oh, sorry, I'm knocking over stuff. Here. Stay. Oh, I need a nap already. Anywho. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fuse this down and then get that going. So while I'm waiting for that, because honestly, that's the only thing I have to fuse. Let's do something nice and easy first. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get... Yes, I turned on my machine. I was like, did I turn on the machine? All right, hang on. My notes are right there. 2.0. I have found like the perfect stitch length for my tag, so I have it written down. Now, am I supposed to have the silver side out or in? I would think in, right? Because it's reflecting back the cold. Yeah, I need to contact Scroll and Turquoise and see if I can get that permission to do that. I really want to. I know Jolie is going to have the templates for the Shade Slayer. So I have not been granted permission to sell those templates, which is okay. Especially with all this freaking drama going on. All this mess with So Magical has been just disappointing. Because I know she's scrambling to try to figure something out. I feel like unfortunately it just became quicksand. Like, I'm not great at did I charge this? I did. Yay. I'm not great at communication sometimes because I get anxious. And it's not even about getting yelled at. It's just, I've had to deal with being the bad guy so much that I've grown weary of it. And because of the way I speak, and sometimes like I'm tired right now. I don't feel good, so I know I'm not like as high energy as I usually am. Yeah, the So Magic stuff is just crazy. So with that, I'm having to really make sure that I'm schooling my voice so that I'm not sounding like I'm bored with being on here or that I don't want to be on here. Anytime I'm at my machine to sew, I am ecstatic and happy, and the day is going to be great. Sorry, I'm double checking because I'm not all here right now. So, and that's the only interfacing I had to do. Awesome. Let me get my tag real quick. Creak of the chair and the creak of me. There we go. Okay. So I do understand that sometimes you're like, okay, well, I'm going to give this a chance to happen and see if it does. And some folks, when there's two kinds of people in quicksand, the people who know to stay still and listen for how to get out of it, and the folks that struggle more. And when I was younger, I was definitely a struggler. I was definitely somebody that the moment I got into quicksand and got stuck, I would freak out. It's just a different type of trigger for claustrophobia. Because I don't like being trapped. I wonder if that's a different fear than claustrophobia. Because I don't mind tight spaces if I know I can get out of it. But I'll tell you, the moment I can't get out of a place, I will destroy a door or a wall to get out. Like when I was like 12 or 13, my brothers thought it would be funny. It's not, by the way. I don't like pranks. This is one of the biggest reasons. They thought it would be funny to lock me and barricade me in the bathroom. And that door came off because I made sure it came off. I destroyed that door. Goodness. There's just one of them's longer. Yeah. Anyways. They did get in trouble because my dad started to yell at me, and then for once realized it wasn't just me being dramatic. It was also me just trying to get out of a trapped space. I think the only reason he was sympathetic was because he himself doesn't like being trapped in spaces. So that might be part of it. So when you get trapped, sometimes you just don't know what to do. And it is unfortunately extremely easy to panic. When I watch like horror movies with some people and they're like, "Oh, I wouldn't have done that. I just would have run the other way." I just kind of roll my eyes because I'm like, you don't know how you would react in this situation. just just I mean, roll your eyes at stupidity, but understand that people do dumb things when they are panicked. And not everybody in this world is equipped to deal with monsters. So I do wonder if she just got overwhelmed. Like if everything was starting to pile up and something wasn't going right, was I don't know if she did anything. I don't think she did it maliciously. I think it was just kind of a well shit moment, you know? Okay, so we're going to try it with the silver on the insides pointing in. But there's my front already. Now I've got to find what I did with its other side. No. Oh, there's so many pieces. Okay, so no, not that one. Is it this one? It's this one. Okay, because these are those two. This is nice. Stay. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm not following any part of her pattern. You won't fly. Spread your love won't fly. So I'm just kind of going by my own instincts on how I've put together other bags. So I'm just going to sandwich everything together and base it around, and that'll be my front pattern. Let's see. Tori says, Mom sewed everything. When I try, my machine bunches up the threads. Oh. Is it just when you start sewing? Because if it's when it's constantly sewing, there's a tension issue for sure, or maybe the timing belt. But I don't know if you all notice, but I always hold my threads back when I start sewing. Okay, always is the incorrect word. I try to make sure that I am starting with my threads thrown back. I don't like dealing in absolutes if possible. Always, never. Those are really it's a little white. It's a lie because you can't say that you always do something because you can't keep track of what you do. I'm just weird with words sometimes. There we go. Okay. That is taken care of. Now I just got to trim it down. So I just rough cut my inside. Again, I don't think a lunchbox needs inner pockets, and outer pockets always good for things like the silverware, napkins, little things that you want to put in there, like some condiments. Ooh. Where are you at, sister? Okay. Yes, this is a piece of the contrast vinyl. So what I do is whatever my contrast vinyl is. So in this case, it's this gold. Wow, that came out really nice. I will cut a piece that can go around my tag. So my tag is, it's been so long since I ordered them, I don't remember. Is 3/4 by 2 inches. So then I cut a piece of vinyl to go behind it that is I cut a piece that is 2.5 by 1.5. And I just like how it looks. It helps the tag to not get lost. But it's also, it's this balance that I try to do. Oh, I was like, why does this feel so thick? It's a balance I try to do where I'm not, putting neon lights around my tag, but I also want it to be able to be seen. So they're polite neon lights. So with this, it pulls. It's an accent piece, so it's already a part of the design itself. So I'm not being ostentatious that way. I know you'll like when I pull out the SAT words. My husband loves when I pull out the SAT words, but I pronounce it wrong, or I go like just sideways of it. And he never used to correct me. He never used to correct me because he knows how I feel about being corrected. Nobody likes to be corrected, or he thought he knew. And I'm like, why don't you ever tell me the right word then? He's like, oh, well, I thought you wouldn't want to be corrected. I'm like, so you want me to run around sounding like an idiot? No, correct me. The only thing he doesn't correct me on is it millennial or millennium? I can never remember now. The Falcon from Star Wars. I always say the wrong first word. I call it the I call it the Millennial Falcon. It's the Millennium, but he never corrects me. He says it is too stinking adorable, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, I'll let that one slide. Okay, good. If you do metal tags, make sure you're trying your best to mark your centers before your metal tag. I'm just checking mine. It's hard to be honest because sometimes, okay, so honesty plus my bluntness plus the way my voice goes flat sometimes when I'm tired or I just don't care to conform to society today. um, that can make me sound honestly like a raging bitch. And I don't mean to. I most of the time when I'm like, oh, that looks great, if there's not a lot of pep behind it because I didn't think to do that, people are like, oh, well, you don't have to be sarcastic. I'm not being sarcastic. That's just my voice. I have resting bitch voice, okay? I'm sorry. Actually, Aaron wants me to stop apologizing for that because it's just how I am. I'm like, I appreciate it, baby. I appreciate a lot of that. Okay. So, like I said, I didn't cut special pieces. I just cut the piece out and then cut 3.5 from the top. This is how tall I'm doing my pocket. You can do it lower if you want. And then I cut, what is this? This is like, what, 8? Okay, so this one's 8.5, but I wrote down to cut a 8 by the length of the pattern piece. And I'm just going to sew these together, wrong side, or right sides together. There we go. Now I have to be careful because this canvas I'm working with is stretchy. I probably should have put a piece of interfacing because it likes to slide around. There we go. Okay, and what I'm going to do, I also don't believe that when people are like, oh, I'm not mean, I'm just telling it like it is. Okay, no, come on. You're just being an asshole. It's been a long time and I appreciate that a lot. It's been a long time for me to find somebody who is like, or to find more than one person who's like, no, you're just being you. So trying to decide how I want to do this. If I want to butterfly it, because it's a bound bag. So yeah, let me butterfly it. When you're adding seams into a bound bag, you kind of want to butterfly them open, which means I'm taking these two pieces, the seam allowance here, and I'm going to open that seam up and top stitch on both sides. I'm doing that because it flattens out the seam. There is a bit of some folks that really don't like to do this because they feel it weakens the seam. Depending on where it is, I tend to agree a bit. Speaking of train wrecks, go. It's hard for me not to agree with that completely because you're pulling apart the seam, but it's sewn together. So it's like, We all have our things that we kind of are like, oh, I don't do that because of this reason. And it's great to share that. Just make sure that when you're saying it, that you're saying it with a little bit of grace. Yep, I just realized I didn't change my stitch length. I'm going to have to be careful with that. I don't like stitching vinyl at a tiny seam allowance. Like the reason I don't not backstitch and a top stitch 90% of the time is because I don't feel that I can secure those threads as well as a backstitch can. Hide your backstitch if you want, but I've had a bag, thankfully my own, that it was. That's just why I only do those. I test things out for bags for me, not for what I'm going to sell, because I want to make sure, I want to see the wear and tear on it. Where are you at? You are God knows where. Son of a motherless goat, y'all. I cannot keep anything. Where is it? No. 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 Maybe. Did it fall on the ground? Where did I put it? Sorry, I'm trying to find the pattern piece. Doggone it. Oh, why is nothing anywhere I need it to be? Aha! Found it. Ta-da! Okay. So I print my patterns and I try to use a nice hard cardboard. I don't know where I got this cardstock because it's like a thin cardboard almost. Oh yeah, it's gonna be lunch boxes, and I've got to do a moon dancer and a. Is it moon dance or moon dancer? I think I'm adding letters onto it. Okay, we're gonna have to do this a little bit. See, normally I just do like squares so I know that everything's gonna fit properly. There we go. To get you downtown. The train is coming through. All right, that'll be fine. Actually, marking you are not. So for those that don't know, oh, are you kidding me? It's nothing wanting to work today. There we go. For those that don't know, the design that I'm using is the Marriott carpet, and it is a Dragon Con thing. Dragon Con started the cult thing. It started the ribbon thing, and it is a trailblazing convention. The cult of the carpet is not the only cult either. There is also now the cult of John. However, if you get a chance, take a moment and look up Cult of the Carpet. The creators of Dragon Con have literally been quoted as, this is a convention that will take a joke, beat it into the ground, and then resurrect it and make it funny again. So it's I was side-eyeing people my first Dragon Con because it's just too much. It's just too much. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? But I will say in the last couple of years, I've really like I'm not pandering to anybody on this. It's the fact that I like to give people what they want. Just because I don't like an anime doesn't mean that I won't make a bag for you, unless it's like something that is just, not good. Like, I dislike One Piece a lot. I just don't like it. You're not going to change my mind. You're and I don't even welcome you to try because I don't care about it. There's nothing about Luffy that makes me go, I want that kid to succeed. Most of the time I hear Luffy and I'm like, I want that kid to shut the hell up. I think Aaron and I got through 4 episodes of the live and I'm like, I can't do this. He's like, thank God. And that is fine. It's okay. You don't have to like everything that everybody else likes. But I need fans to stop trying to go, oh, just get through the first 50 episodes. Bitch, I ain't got time for 50 episodes. I got to learn Blender. I got to figure out how to do prints on my own so that I'm not always bothering my husband every 5 minutes. I've got stuff to sew. I've got patterns now to create. I've got drawings to get taken care of. I have a whole other separate business to run. I ain't got 50 episodes. Barely got 5. So here we go. Is that pattern matching up? Okay, I swear I did not do this on purpose, but it is. It is almost perfectly matching up. If I scooched it over just a little bit this way, that is nice. I like when that happens. Oh, too bad I'm going to be covering it up with with a pocket. Alrighty, so I'm going to do this. Maybe. Why is this not? Because it doesn't go that way. Give me your heart, make it real, or else forget about it. I think I'm gonna have to recut this one. Where's my scrap bin? Highlights. Is this one big enough? Yeah, this might be. Let me see. This one might be. Okay. Okay. I think this will be big enough. Let me see. Snap-a-doodle. Yep. Okay. This is why I keep things. I think this is supposed to go to something. Let me see how long it is. Because I think it's a gusset. Damn it, it's a gusset. Hang on. I accidentally overcut, and I was thinking of doing some twilights, but I am having to make some hard choices. That one I'll probably do. I'm getting close to convention time, so yeah. Let me see. Hopefully part of this will fit. Okay, this will do. Okay. All right. There we are. I thought about adding the pocket a little bit more sneaky, like the way the Mr. Heckles has it, but I couldn't quite remember, and I was like, never mind. No problem. It's a very comfortable dress. I'm really sad the pre-order didn't go better because I honestly I didn't get any orders at all. I was really disappointed, but I figure I'll probably get some orders for them on at the convention itself. I am so excited I get a new cutting machine. I decided my Cricut and I are not well suited for each other. So, yeah. Oh, I got to call Epson when I get home. Just want y'all to see. This is why I'm cutting things. Nope, that's not going to work. Okay. sewed it wrong side to the right side. So the hell am I listening to? God, the 90s had some weird freaking random songs in them. There we go. I was like, why is it? Club kid music was never my scene. So I'm taking out these stitches because I sewed the wrong side of my lining fabric to the right side of my outer part of the pocket. So I got excited that I wasn't going to have to fight with other stuff. I'm also, like I said, really excited for this cutting machine because I figured out some sublimation tricks. I figured out a few things. So when you conquer a problem, you kind of get excited. I've also been like really manic this last week. Deborah, so we're cutting. Morning, Martin. Sorry, it's a little hard for me to see my my clock comments today. I'm still trying my best to look at all screens when I look up. The cutting machine I found on Amazon, they had a sale for the Silhouette Cameo 4. Mainly what I was looking for is a cutting machine that had the affordability as well as the print and cut area. The Cricut print and cut area is garbage. You waste at least a quarter of the paper, and sticker paper is too expensive. Let's see. Twilight, yeah, was that the vinyl? And you like your Cameo? Because I did see some really good reviews on it. Everybody seemed to like it. Um, the people that do my Tumblr press and my heat press also have a cutting machine, and I was tempted to get it, but it seemed still very new. And the Cameo was the same price, so I was like, might as well. Ah, hang on. These, right? And zipper tape. Okay, so that's probably the other package coming today. These I got yesterday. I didn't get a chance to like open them up because we found them. I don't get my mail until like late most of the time. But I did see these and I was like, oh, these are pretty. So we've got this one. It's definitely thin, but it's got a nice felt backing. These are ones that I would definitely interface a little bit more just to make sure that the needle isn't doing damage. Ooh, look at that one. That's pretty. Oh no, I just saw the one under this one. But that one's nice too. This is like a smaller gator. And the first one was more snake than gator. This is actually gator. It's very interesting. I've never seen a small scale gator like this. That's cute. But then I saw this one, and I mean, aside from blinding me, there you go. It has like food stuffs on it. That's cute. Then these have little hearts on them. Oh, you're so sweet. We're going to see what we can do with these. How big are these? I know it says on the package, but that requires, me doing. That's what I thought. Oh, no, a little bit bigger. Let's see. Yeah, these are 8 by 12. Okay. Because I bet these would look great with wallets. Ooh, this one I like. This one's got a thicker puzzle piece. This one has a thicker backing. And like no stretch at all. That's nice. I'll have to look up the seller of these and see if they have like larger pieces too. But this is honestly a great way to test out your machine. Is these sheet packs? They're definitely a good idea. I love the little food holographic ones. That is so cute. It's got a sort of M on it. Little chicken wings everywhere. That's so cute. I love it. These are a great way to test your machine and to see how well it'll do with stuff like this, because you can do different little projects with them. Yeah, because Aaron's like, what are you going to do with those? I'm like, I don't know. Like it's 8:00 at night. Last night. So, on your lives, how can I see the comments? So I'm on 3 different platforms, which is why I'm trying to get better about reading out the comment as well, so that the replay on YouTube or the reel. Over there you go. Those might actually work for lunch boxes. This way you can understand later on what somebody was asking, because I will say that is one of my pet peeves on some lives, when you're like, well, thanks for answering the question, but what was the question? You just said yes. So I myself am trying to get better at that as well. I'm gonna have to go just a little bit here. This will be fine. So on the gram, you automatically have those comments, but I know they don't transfer over to the reel. I'm not sure about YouTube. I'm still kind of learning about some of this stuff myself. I am of the generation that had computer class because we had to learn how to type. So, but if you're not sure, if I'm answering a question and you're not sure what it was, please ask. I don't mind at all. What was that for you? Oh, okay. What's that? Take your foot off the dang pedal, Liz. Good Lord. Like I should have my nail tech leave the nail this way as a reminder to myself to take my foot off the pedal. Maybe I'll make a sticker that says take your foot off your pedal. Because this is one of the biggest reasons why I say if you're not actively sewing, take your foot off the pedal. Domestic or not. I know some folks that have sewn through their finger, like literally had it go through. There were the stitches. It is not a pretty sight, and stitches suck. Like restitching, of course. Okay. So because this is a bound bag, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this at a long angle. So that's, I go in a little bit under an inch and then angle down to about 1/8 of an inch from the stitching, see? That's going to reduce some bulk in the sides, and it will help to not clip those stitches either. You don't want to do that. I'm just using my seam roller. If you're wanting to support those affected by the vendors and teachers affected by the cancellation of So Magical, because I'm not sure how much refunding is going to happen. Dang it, hang on. I gotta do this. Nope. Okay, let's see if we come back on. Okay, there we go. Got to remember to turn on focus. Get do not disturb. There is a group, a Facebook group, where it has all the people, all the vendors, and all the teachers. I do hope the teachers are able to sell their the kits, because the issue, so it's kind of well, people already paid for that class type thing, so if they can't get a refund, it would be nice to get the kit. Well, the teachers have not been reimbursed for the kits, so there's that issue. It's a cluster. It's a whole clusterfuck, y'all. And as I said, nobody knows until Kayla says something what has happened. And my husband has said it, and it's something that his grandpa used to tell him, that there are always three sides to every story. There's your story, their story, and the truth. And the truth is pretty much a mixture of both sides of the story. Of course, then I taught him the New Yorker thought process. One excuse is most likely true. Two excuses gets a little iffy, and three, they're most likely lying. So it's like, if you're late because you overslept, okay. Well, you're late because you overslept and you tripped over the dog. Okay, we're still kind of, Well, you're late because you overslept and you tripped over the dog and you spilled coffee on your shirt. Okay, listen. You're late because you didn't get your ass out of bed. That's pretty much what it is. Oh, the coffee's good today. Oh, that cold brewer thing. I need to put that in my recommends. If you are a coffee drinker and you like your coffee cold, a cold drink, because you're not wanting to support a certain company that does not know how to treat their employees properly, then I highly recommend this cold brew. The coffee is better after 24 hours. So you do want to make sure that you've got it in the fridge for a while. We're thinking of picking up a second one so that we can always have one full and, getting nice and strong. Oh my God, there is reprogramming that is having to go on in my head some days. Because there are jokes that I used to make that it's not that they're not funny now. It's that they really shouldn't have been quote unquote funny then. So I'm having to reprogram all of this stuff. Like, there used to be a joke about in Russia, like, you pet cow, but in Russia, cow pets you. It used to be a thing. I don't know if that's offensive. Most likely it is. If it gives me pause now, it's probably offensive. So that's having to be taken out of the card catalog. But it takes a moment to get this stuff out of your head. All right, so I have my slip pocket done. I went ahead and trimmed it down. It's not the best trim. It's still a rough trim, but it'll be fine. And it is a little bit shorter, so I do have a small gap. That's okay. Let's see something. Okay, so now I know to do that. Okay, so I'm going to have it looks like about a 1/2 inch of gap, which is fine. It's fine. Mostly what I'm trying to do is make sure that that's what I needed to do. So I've got my top marked because I marked it at the table for center. But I'm going to check that mark. Still a good mark. Good, good, good. Because I had to kind of adjust things, I wanted to make sure that it was still a good mark. Monday you can hold your head. Tuesday, Wednesday, and say it in bed. Thursday, watch the world instead. It's Friday, I'm in love. Okay, so just marking my center on the bottom because that's going to help too. Thank you for the follows. I'm so close to 2,000 that I'm just like, I think I'm at this point I'm probably about 15 people away from 2,000. I'm like, that's awesome. And I wouldn't have normally worried about marking the middle because I need it to. Well, this is not matching up the way I wanted it to. Okay, let me do this and I'll show you. And what we're gonna have to do is probably I'm probably gonna have to recut and sew something real quick. Now I can keep this as a discounted bag. It's not a huge deal, but at the same time, it is to me. I strive for greatness, not for perfection, because greatness is actually attainable. Okay, you can't even tell. But right here is, it's hard to tell because of this material and the placement. It's bothering me. Hang on, let me see. I think I got an idea. No, I don't think that's going to work. Anyways, so here's the placement and here's the placement there. That's okay. The problem is for some reason it goes like cockeyed. It's like I don't understand why it's. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Wait. I don't mind the gap. There we go. It's still like really. Okay. I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to recut this part. It's bothering me. Trying to decide if I want to go ahead and do that now or if I want to get, what time is it? 9:10. So I've got an hour and a half. I mean, you don't think that it's that big of a deal? It's bothering me. Oh my God, it's bothering me. It is making my head hurt. And I think what happened is, like I said, this is a very like stretchy fabric. Okay, let's see if I can do that. And what I should have done is interface that. Okay, I've got it good enough. I've got it at least even. I just need to see if I just need to see how it looks on the back. because as long as everything's in the seam allowance, it's fine. Or in the final seam allowance, I'm not going to be too concerned with it. Okay. Get you in my arms. Keep looking. I mean, it's really well hidden because of the pattern. Killing me. Okay. Do you have a Facebook? Donella was asking if I have a Facebook page. I do. I am awful at posting on it. I need to reconnect the gram to it. That way, I had it connected so that anytime I post on the gram, it should post it onto my Facebook. Okay, come on. Go right here. Now, the good news is because this fabric is stretchy and uncooperative at times, I can kind of stretch it on the back to make sure that everything lines up as much as I can get it to. There we go. Okay. Okay, that works. See, sometimes you should redo something, and sometimes you should do your best to see if you can fix it. If you can't, though, it's okay. If I couldn't get this to work, then I would have just recut the back. The slip pocket's fine. I just would have recut the back. As already, I can tell that that's probably what I'm going to. In fact, where's my book? Let's see. Puppy power as I almost slide out of this dang chair. Deborah asked if I made my dress. No, I do know how to make these. I just don't have time. I did have a printing service make it. It is very comfortable. It's soft and stretchy. And I will say, I always worry about like stretchy pockets. Oh, I didn't even notice the pocket has the pattern on it. Okay, that is some classy stuff right there. But I'm always worried about stretchy pockets like that. But it actually holds my phone without any problem. Like I was afraid it would sag the dress, and it doesn't. Let's see. Cut out squares. See, when I go to do, I'm going to try to cover up. There we go. Yeah, when I go to do a pattern, especially a brand new one, I write down like all these notes. I have highlighters. That's why when someone was like, "Oh, I worry about making moon dancers, whatever," because I'm afraid nobody writes down anything. We do. There are some of us that are still very analog about our notes and stuff like that. Oh, that's what I need to do though. Okay, before I stitch any of this on to baste it, there we go. Because this will help in basting it. So I've got my Therafuse. Therafuse, is that the word that I'm looking for? Thermofuse? Thermacell? I'm so sorry, y'all. I have no good today to y'all today. So I'm making this delicious sandwich of my exterior with the pocket clipped on. I've got the thermal stabilizer and then my lining sandwiched together. I'm going to go ahead and baste all this together. Okay, let's do right here. Now I'm getting like super duper close to the edge on the bottom because I need to make sure that I'm cutting from that line. There we go. From that line and not from the actual bottom of the pocket because I need it to be just a smidge under that. This is also the first one I'm doing, so come on, you. I need you to go right there. So there's going to be some things that I know I'm already going to have to shift a little bit, but that's okay. Oh, I didn't go to 4.5. That's why it looks a little short. Okay. Because I rough cut stuff, I have to make sure that I'm cutting the right things. I got a new kids on the block. I got to cut the right stuff, baby. I'm not sorry. I need Aaron's like, stop apologizing for using song lyrics for everything. It's just you. I'm like, I know. I just feel bad because I gotta be driving people like up the wall. There we go. Because I know that I had to line up the pocket just right to make sure that the gap was even. I watched the trailer for the latest Beetlejuice, for the latest trailer on the second Beetlejuice movie. And this is the first trailer that's made me go, okay, I definitely need to see that. Hi, Suzanne. We're making a lunchbox. It's going to be so cute. All right, so here we go. And it's got just this little like slip pocket on the back so that you can put your silverware or, you know, a little love note, whatever you want to put in there. Tell the kid to side-eye people who come at him. I don't know. That's actually one of the things my grandpa said to do. He's like, if somebody comes at you and starts insulting you, just kind of like stop everything you're doing. Don't look at them, but just kind of look at them from the side. And then a friend of mine said to answer the next, if they persist, to go, why are you obsessed with me? It kind of knocks them off a little bit, but I really like how that looks. So here's the back. Here's the pattern piece that goes over there. Here's the front. And yeah, this is going to be so cute. I will say that engineering said that this was a really good bag for panels. So I'm excited to do panels on this. I just like using all vinyl. Okay, how do I want to do this? I know that's on there good. Nope, is this? Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to go ahead and do okay. Oh, that's a good idea. Let me do that. All right, so I've got just a rough cut piece. I'm making sure that the foilish side is in the middle of it. I had some of this, like I said, I'm in my era of, you know, what do I have? What can I use? Type moments in my life. Because y'all know how much I dislike having to put thousands of stitches. It's the same. It's kind of a similar design. This one has flowers. It came out really large, but I love how pretty it is. So I was like, yeah, let's do this. You know what? Yeah, I'm not going to baste this on, just like I'm not basting it on my my zipper panels. The zipper panels, I'm going to tuck it in. Same with this. So we'll just kind of leave that there. Let's go with our zipper. Okay, because this is going to be complicated. Because I can't just do anything simple. Let me get this is my big lining. This is my little lining. This is the, yeah. Can't remember what this stuff is called now for some reason. But, so it's a 1/4 inch thinner. And I'm going to tuck it in after I've sewn the zipper on, because I don't want it to interfere with the zipper installation. So I'm going to take those and put them to the side. Okay, just double checking. So here's the big one. There's the skinnier one. So it's, and I did make my front part of the zipper a little bit wider. Okay. So I've got my large piece here. I've already got my mid marked because I want to make sure that my my pattern lines up. So I always mark it after I do it. Yes, this is Dragon Con prep. You also get to see I'm using all supplies from Fat Rabbit Supplies, because I will have it webbing for this that has carpet. And then I also have zipper tape that has the carpet, and binding ribbon that is the carpet. Before I got the binding ribbon, I was just using a yellow, which looked great. Don't get me wrong. It looked great. But now that I've got this binding ribbon, I'm like, where were you all my life? I was Molly from The Last Unicorn. Where were you? Oh, please. I hope somebody got that reference. It will hurt my heart if nobody did. Though I don't know if they will. It's one of my favorite movies from my childhood. It had the most banging soundtrack. Okay, so I used the word slaps. Peter Beagle. I mix up that sometimes. Did you ever find out where you were going to be set up at? Oh, no, it's okay. I do that nonsense all the time. I still have not. So the last 2 years, I've been in a back corner across from a board game. It was like a 40, I want to say. I think it was 39.40. And I was really excited to be there because, first of all, I love those board game guys. They crack me up. But also, I was like 1 row away from Wild Bill's. So I am always, forever, a thirsty girl. And they have soda water. And that always made me happy. Oh, snap. I could do that. I'll have to tell Aaron. Oh, I need to get my zipper tape. That's what it was. I get distracted. But I have, where is the zipper tape at? Oh, God, are you in the box? Why are you in the box? Oh, wait. Nope, that's for an order. Okay. Move you. I have so much zipper tape. I have to put it. No, wait. There we go. This should be the only zipper tape I need. Oh, but me and the glass geek, she makes those beautiful geeky sun catchers that are absolutely gorgeous. Really, really need to figure out what I want from her. I kind of wanted to do a capybara. But we were approved to split a booth because she doesn't want a whole nother booth. She just wants half. And I'm like, listen, I'll share half with you. I need a little bit of extra space. Tracy wants me in half the freaking vendor hall, apparently. I love her so much. She's my favorite person. But she loves seeing me grow, and she loves seeing everybody grow. She's like the best con aunt ever. So I don't know. What I'm hoping is that the vendor next to me who was selling etched drinking glasses, I don't think she renewed. So if she didn't, what I'm hoping is that they're just going to give us her extra booth and we'll be in the same place. Sadly, I won't know until like maybe 2 or 3 weeks right before. So I'm trying to like compartmentalize and put that in a little like chest and set it to the back of my head and pretend it's a mimic so that I don't think about it. But we'll see. I used to live in Georgia, went to Dragon Con in 2014. It is an amazing convention. I absolutely love it. Vendors are awesome. The folks running the show are amazing. And the attendees have a special place in my heart. And it's not just because they don't ask prices and just throw money at you. That helps. It's the energy. The energy of it. Now, on most conventions, I have massive anxiety about selling. The moment I set up my booth, I'm like, oh, well, I don't know why I'm doing this. None of it's going to sell. That demon is loud and obnoxious, and bitch, she don't shut up. Yeah, Dragon Con is Labor Day weekend. I really hope to meet you too. Definitely come by. It'd be extra loud. Oh, it is so loud. By the way, hi, Sierra. I'll have to make sure to stop by your booth to drop off some. Oh, I appreciate that. I love swag. I have pocket friends for folks. But yes, I really don't have very high anxiety there because of the fact my empathy is really strong. All I feel is everybody's just absolute joy. There's still the 10% of the folks that they need a juice box and a therapy appointment because I don't need them to be bringing that negativity in the world. But the fact that there are so many people who are just completely and truthfully in their moment of joy is, it's like getting drunk sometimes. It's overwhelming. I get manic. Oh my Lord. I swear, Aaron's going to start like grinding volume into my soda water to calm me down. Actually, I think he enjoys watching me just go like all happy. But I do have swag. What we do is we have little animals that he prints up. We don't paint them because ain't nobody got time for that when we're printing hundreds of them. And I put them in eggs. Now, this year is the moment that I realized that I am a bunny mascot handing out eggs. I don't know why I realized that. Didn't realize that before. It's just a, are you kidding me moment. So, I've got my zipper tape face down. Everything face down. We're making sandwiches. Oh, now I want a sandwich. On theme. But I call them pocket friends. They're one of my favorite things to hand out. I love handing somebody an egg and they look at you like the people that have no idea what's going on. They look at you like, "What's this?" And I just go, "It's a pocket friend." And I'm like, "Open it." And the pure joy that this older gentleman had on his face, like I thought he was gonna like open it and be like, "Oh, thanks." No, he was like, "Oh, look at this cute little thing." And I was like, it makes me happy. It brings me such joy. And my brother and sister-in-law are going to be helping us so I can leave the booth. And Sundays, I absolutely love, or well, Dragon Con, it's Monday. So Monday morning, we will wake up extra early and we will go to Einstein Bagels and I will buy 3 to 4 dozen bagels, depending on how many more friends I made. And I have a red wagon that I will put the bagels and, the 6 different cream cheeses. And I used to get coffee, but I stopped getting coffee. I mainly just do the bagels now. And I will walk around the vendor hall in the morning before we open, handing out bagels. I call it the snackerfice. Oh, definitely come by. I'll make sure. Because some of the eggs might have little cat Alisters in them, but mostly they're little fat animals. But yeah, I call it the snackerfice. It is thanking the con gods for being kind to me, for giving me good neighbors. The one year I didn't do snackerfice, the next con was not good. It did not go well. I still have horror nightmares. So snackerfices definitely happen. It actually used to be donuts, but not many people wanted a donut. They're like, "Oh, I really should." And I'm like, "It's a fucking donut. Eat the donut." But being diabetic, I understand. And some people just don't like donuts. They just don't care for donuts, and that's fine. Which is why I do the bagel, because they can have a plain bagel. They can save it for later. Like most of them were like, "Oh, well, can I take one for later?" I'm like, "Yes, of course, take one." Oh, that's why we stopped doing coffee. Because I have so many friends who are like lactose sort of intolerant. So they do almond milk. And it would be easier just to buy a thing of almond milk, but then it's hard to keep it cold. The cream cheese goes pretty fast. And after like 2.5 hours, it's either gone or I throw it out because I am very conscientious of food safety. You take a food safety class, you will never look at food the same way. You will never leave steak out to thaw for hours on end and then wonder why you're not feeling great the next day. Oh, good Lord. Okay. So like always, I'm pressing down my lining first, and then I push over, but I'm not tugging this. So when I'm sewing, remember, I'm going to be pulling at my zipper teeth mostly to just straighten it down. So the best way to do that is, and if you don't have nails like mine, you can use, I'll have to put one of these in my shop, a bone folder. And all you do is you take the point, you put it right up against the teeth going out towards your line, towards your material. And as you're sewing, you pull at that, you just run it along the teeth. That's going to give you a much straighter zipper too. I have seen that they have, that they do have oat milk. I don't go to Dunkin' Donuts anymore because they charge you an extra $1 for almond milk. And I'm like, it's the same price as milk. And it lasts longer. But now I honestly just make my own iced coffee at home. So in fact, we've got to go out to Bell's because they have the best here in my town. They have the best selection of sugar-free syrups. And I use sugar-free chocolate syrup in mine sometimes. So stinking good. If you use almond milk or any type of non-dairy milk, I recommend, I have like mason jars. If you put the milk in there with your like sweetener and give it a really, really good shake, it aerates it and it gives kind of a similar texture to milk, to actual dairy milk. Ever since I started doing that, my coffee has been so freaking good. Plus, when you do that, it's almost like making like your own cream. Also, I'm diabetic, so this isn't really something I can do anymore. But what I used to do is take milk and a can of sweetened condensed milk, and you mix the can with as much milk as you want it to be sweet. And that way, you have your own creamer. Hi, Melody. Welcome. I am making a lunchbox. So I have the pattern for this in my, I call it the Bayou, in the clicky thing. My link tree has I try to always put the pattern that I'm working on in the hot Charlie. Hi. Well, come on this way. There we go. Hi, baby. Hi, sweetie. And this is my sweet kitty cat, Charlie. Yes. French kisses, huh? Charlie Bear. Why are you such a pain in the butt? He's laying right on my zipper panel. You know, you're one of the reasons why I changed over to vinyl. It's easier to get cat hair off of. Pain in the butt. Okay. But this is the lunchbox. This is from So Sweetness. It's not really a tutorial as they don't allow tutorials. I wonder, yeah, already? Okay. Usually they come with a video, but this one didn't come with a video, so maybe this is one they would allow a tutorial. We'll see. It also might just be that I end up making up my own lunchbox pattern eventually. Good morning, Salty. Oh, really? I have to bell him. Because if I hear a crash and I hear a bell, then I know it's him. If I hear a crash and nothing, then I know it's the other cat, Tiamat. Spoiler alert, it's usually Charlie. He's still a kitten at heart. He's only, oh God, I think he's 2 years now. Lord have mercy. Salty, I'm working on a lunch bag today because everybody keeps asking me, I want a lunch bag. I want the winning lottery numbers. How about we trade? Or share. I'll share. Okay. So because I use my nails as I'm going down, I'm not pulling at the zipper per se. I'm just kind of trying to straighten it as I go. So it's more an aggressive guiding. It is called a bone folder. This one. Yeah, it's called a bone folder. It's very useful, especially in the sewing world, because you've got a nice large round tip for when you're pushing stuff out, like larger corners. And then this, of course, for smaller corners. And then, like I said, when you're sewing, it is a little difficult to do. But if you can have it this way, just again, aggressively guiding that zipper, those zipper teeth, it helps a lot. Oh, the pin thing. Oh, everybody loves this. I love this thing so much. It's called a candle lighter. It is in my Amazon store. This one is in my Amazon store. This is the pin I recommend. This is the third one that I've gone through. Not this type, but the third style. And this one keeps it charged for a long time. It tells you, like, when you turn it on, it's got the little dots. Here we go. Here, that let you know. It's got 3 lit up. And this is from using it yesterday. Oh, good. Carol, I hope you like it. Okay, getting that nice and smooth. Sometimes my textile need takes over. So this is an interesting textile because it's this really smooth vinyl and then the zipper teeth. So I'm getting like 2 in 1. So yes, I'm petting my bag, but it likes it. So we'll just leave it at that. All right, coffee is gone. This is the only thing that annoys me about my cup is that it's got the straw. You have to have the straw on a certain side. The one from Lauren has the straws directly in the middle. Oh, the coffee went down the wrong hole. Yes. Let me see. So yeah, Melody asked if that's how I heat seal my threads. That is how I heat seal my threads. I also use it on zippers and webbing. It worked really nicely. When you're doing anything, I recommend when you're doing your zipper, try to keep it not like right here. And if you can, breathe in before you go to start and then kind of slowly let the breath out. First of all, it's going to steady your hand. It's also going to blow away any of the fumes that might come off. Anytime you burn anything, there is fumes. It just depends on how strong they are. Winter, I'm going to have a fan somewhere. Excuse me. Charlie. Okay, every once in a while, I wonder how many cats died in this house because I see different cats out of the corner of my eye. I will think they're my cats. I'll look and there isn't anything there, but I swear I saw a cat. Now, it could just be my cats are messing with me because they are jerks like that, especially Tiamat. I could see her slinking around trying to do that. Let me get the other side. So, yeah. So I just wonder about that. Let's see. But in winter, I'm going to have to find a fan to like go this way or something. So it's not quite on me. Though, who are we kidding? Oh, that's right. I didn't do that. Hang on. I forgot to mark my zipper on the other side. So what I do is I mark my zipper in 3 places, and that helps when I put the other side on. So here we go. So I take my teeth and I straighten it out, and then I find, there you are. Usually I do that when it's still kind of right before I sew it. This helps to give you 3 points of pressure. So I've got my midpoint. If you cut your zipper exactly to the length of your panel, you don't have to do the third points. You don't have to do the marking of the third points. You already have them. So I've got my mid there. I've got about 1 inch on each side pressed down. Then I'm going to go to the to the other side, and I'm going to make sure that that lines up with my mark. I know my mark's on the outside of the zipper because of how I mark it. Kind of start it a little bit, and then see how I got that little bump? So I'm just gonna kind of pull that and adjust the zipper. I'm doing this so that everything matches on both sides. Hey, Charlie. I think, stop it. He's such a Sour Patch Kid. You know that? Oh, such a big yawn. So he is named Charlie after Charlie Day. Both the person and his character on Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Because he just doesn't make any sense some days. But he's just so cute. I love him so much. So anytime I enter a room, if he's in there, even if he's just like laying down, he'll like get up and meow and try to get my attention. Whereas if my husband enters the room and I'm not in there, he just kind of sits there. He's just chill. So Charlie is definitely my cat. He is my baby. He is my everything. I don't know what to do without you. Tiamat, however, is every bit my husband's cat. The moment he comes home and she knows he's home, she'll wait to see him. She'll kind of chill out a little bit. She's a good kitty cat daughter like that. But the moment that she thinks he's changed and relaxed, she starts meowing. And the way she meows at him, it's like she's telling him about her day. And all I hear in my head is, and Daddy, he wouldn't leave me alone. And Daddy, he ate my treat. And Daddy, I was trying to sleep and she made me move. And Daddy, that's all I hear in my head when she's meowing at him. It sounds like she is conversing with him. Actually, it sounds like she's complaining to him. To be fair, Charlie is a bit of a jerk. And he's jealous too. So what he will do, if I go in the bedroom and they're both on the bed, I'll pet him, then I pet her, and then I make sure to pet him again. Because if I don't, he will get up and go over and start playing. I think he's attacking her. Now, I did catch Tiamat the other day, attacking him for no reason. And then she saw me and was like, oh, wait, what? No, it's not me. It's him. Such a poor cat. My cats are too smart. Graceless, but smart. All right. I'm going to be sewing into you. I am making sure, by the way, that he is not underneath the machine at all. And once I start pushing the zipper panel under him, actually here, I want the tubes get the view of me sewing into him. No? Dude, you are such a pain in the butt. Don't you look at me like that. You're the one that's sitting there. Mommy's trying to make kibble money, and you're just sitting there. Thank you, sir. Oop. Under the cords, please. Under the cords. All right. Before you move, I'm going to move the tubes back. What you doing? Where are you going? Yeah, you done? Good. I do not know what to do with him. Okay. Oh, I sew my zippers at 1/4 of an inch. By the way, when I get down here to the tail, And this is why even though I can put on the zipper pulls, even if it's cut to size, this is why I don't do cut to size. This is what, maybe another inch. Let me see. It's about 2 inches of zipper tape on this side. A little excessive, but it's still a good length for me. But what I do is I have the zipper teeth here in my hands or my fingers. There we go. Hang on. And I pull at the zipper teeth so that everything stays nice and straight. Twilight, yes. The convention for Dragon Con, that is Labor Day weekend. So the 29th to the 4th or 3rd. I think the 29th to the 3rd. Or the 1st. I think, yeah. I think we check out on the... I'm really, 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 really mad at Airbnb right now. Because my brother has made now 2 reservations that have been canceled. Because they're just allowed to cancel it all willy-nilly. Because what they're going to do is they're going to try to get more money for Labor Day weekend. And I am really, really glad now I did not cancel my hotel. Because it might just be everybody has their own hotel. Which is upsetting, but understandable. We were doing a house because it would help with like food costs and come on, you. There we go. It was going to help with food costs because we could cook if we wanted to, which I had every intention of just throwing nonsense in the Instant Pot and letting that stuff cook all day. When you're a vendor, you try to cut down on that. Morning, Cynthia. Do you have a run this morning? Yeah, I want to go. No, I want to go this way. I stitch with the open end this way because I want to be able to tug at my my lining, which is what I tug on. I don't tug on both. I just make sure that everything's situated. There we go. Make sure I kind of work in sections because with vinyl you can't really like heat press it very well. So you want to make sure that everything's sitting nice. So if you work in sections, it's usually a little bit better and it's just easier. And use that tail. That tail is there for a reason. It helps a lot. All right. Oh, good Lord. I need my coffee to kick in. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Atlanta. Oh, there we go. All righty. Oh, nice. Anytime you go to watch the Tubes of You, the TV app, if you can hit the like button, that helps a lot to get my videos seen. Or at least that's what I've been told. All right. I'm just kind of like straightening my zipper teeth a little bit as much as I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this over to my cutting table real quick because I'm going to trim down this. This is bigger than my than the width by, oh wow, just an 1/8, huh? Nice. So I don't have to trim off a lot. However, I do need to trim off some of it. Just checking my back, seeing how that looks. Well, I had to change my my needle after knocking into my nail. See, and it happened Saturday, so I didn't go get it fixed because the shop is closed on Sunday, and her day off, the only one that she really takes is Monday. I ain't taking that, and that meant yesterday. Well, I'm getting my nails done today, so why am I going to go to get one fit? It just seems silly. Plus, it was still pretty. I mean, it still works. I love that it's backwards on my hand. It says red rum from Shining. But when I put it up to the thing, it actually spells it right. It makes me laugh. When is the next time you're going to be on? I got to run. Oh, Suzanne. Yes, I am live on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Saturdays usually about 8:30. But Wednesdays is 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you follow me on the gram, I also do try to post what I'm going to work on and what I plan on doing then. And I usually, if I don't finish the bag on this live, I wait and I finish it on the next live. Might not be the case with this one. I really need to advertise this and get more made. But we'll see. We shall see. What time is it? It is 10 o'clock. I got a half an hour. Let's see what we can get done. So I'm going to put my ruler. I need this to be 6 inches wide. So I'm going to put my ruler and I'm going to do 2 inches. So I need to divide that up. If your zipper is in the middle, then you just divide it in half, but you want your, where's my ruler at? I just had it. There it is. So you're going to put your ruler though, like say I was doing 1 inch on one side, 1 inch on the other. You're going to put your ruler right in the middle of those zipper teeth. And that's where you're going to measure from. So from here, the ruler, I'm going to put the 2-inch mark on the middle of the zipper teeth and then to the end and then trim off what I don't need. So, hang on just a moment. BRB, as the kids say. I am not sorry. All right. Lord have mercy. Here, you can look at the next product for Fat Rabbit while I do this. Once I find my bleeding ruler. Oh, Lord. Here we go. No, I got so much to do. There you are. I have to put this up. Okay, just so y'all know, this is a beautiful freaking zipper. This is definitely one of my best. Dang, y'all pushed me to level up. You want a nice, beautiful, straight zipper? Make sure that my... No, stop moving. Ruler! You stop moving, jerk. Okay. So I went ahead and trimmed... Move that out of the way for a moment. I went ahead and trimmed the... Did I tell you I finally got the bitty bug back? No, did you? You didn't. So here we go. Nice and even down the lines and straight. That's all you got to do. If you do the correct seam allowance, you really don't have as much of an option to trim it. So if you do a 3/8 seam allowance on your zipper, I would cut everything just a smidge bigger, like maybe another 1/8 of an inch, just to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room and a little bit of trimming room. This way you've got a nice straight panel. Okay. So now we've got to add a few things to this panel. We've got interfacing and foaming. Can't say it without it. Oh, but Cynthia, we just got the files to try out to start testing some Halloween shapes. So you're going to love them. They're so cute. I have an idea. I gotta stop having ideas. Oh, okay, before I put this in, sorry, I'm trying to decide because I've got to do the webbing. So hang on, where's my notes? I think I said oh, there's my pen. Okay. Yes. I'm gonna need this because it's got my measurements on it. I'll have to save some time on Saturday to do some of the shades, or at least one of them, to show you a couple of ideas I have, and to show y'all how I use this stamp that my husband 3D printed for me. There we go. It's for the gram. The first one we printed, we forgot to mirror it. It was hilariously terrible. A little ghost bat spider. Yeah, there's a couple of really cute ones. Oh, a candy corn would be adorable. I'm going to talk to her about that. I have an idea on how to do it too. Because if we can't make things more complicated, what are we even doing with our lives? Let me get the, you're not doing the most, then what are you even doing? Love you and give you what you need. You fucking love you. Okay, so fun fact, by the way, on the Marriott carpet webbing, these are 1 inch by 1 inch squares. So you kind of don't have to measure. All you have to do is count squares. Yeah, the little paws. The little paws they did little paws because they were giving them out to their vet for taking care of their babies. Oh, you gotta make me change my mind. There we go. Oh, give me just one reason why I should stay. One reason. Oh, give me just one reason why I should stay. Don't wanna love you, and there ain't no more to say. Love me some Tracy Chapman. Okay. Oh. So, yes, you can use the lighter or the thread zapper. You just kind of put it right along that webbing. It seals it. And you can even hear. Yep. And it still's there. Okay. Over you go. I'll probably need these. No, I don't think I will. It doesn't go there. It goes there. Okay. What can I say? That you need more than enough to put you down to your knees. I'm the queen of the night. Queen of the night. Oh, fun fact. I have never seen The Bodyguard, the movie with Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner. I have actually never seen that movie. Someone quoted a line, and I was like, oh, what's that from? They're like, The Bodyguard? I'm like, you know what? I don't think I've actually ever seen it. I mean, the shock on their face was hilarious, but it's just kind of the truth. Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to make marks. Oh, no, I don't have to make marks because love that. I love that I don't have to really make marks. I can just use the little circles. Okay, so for the OG pattern, you just attach a handle. You know me. If you know, oh my God. It is, Cynthia, it is surprising, really, because it's one of my mother's favorite movies. Like, she adores that movie. But I don't know. I just didn't see it. Part of me is a big romance girly. And then another part is just so inflicted with horror that I just don't do it. Tammy Charlie's been in actually a couple of times. So he most likely will be in again. I'll try to get him in before I leave. So I'm using some double-sided tape. This is not in their pattern. This is actually in the classic patterns. So that's what I got. So I've got my numbers written down. So I had to lengthen from that because this is a longer gusset than the classic. The classic, by the way, or the sassy would be an amazing lunch bag as well. Just about anything can be a lunch bag if you insulate it right. So I'm going to put right here in the middle, about an inch up on both sides. And then I have another set. So I have one set of measurements going from either side towards the middle. And then I have a second set of measurements. Turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Okay. I need one more piece of tape. Stomach. Yes. Lunch. I know. You'll get it soon. I promise. This is why I'm leaving at 10:30, so I can go get some lunch. And then I can go get my nails done. And see, the thing is I have to eat hearty before I go to the nail appointment, because we always end up talking about food, and I leave there like I haven't eaten in 5 days if I don't eat really well before. So it has to be a truly satisfying meal too, because I have a psychosis where if the meal isn't satisfying, I will be hungry. So if I sit down and eat a meal and it's okay, or I didn't really care for it, give me 20 minutes. I will be ravenous. And the worst or best thing is I will crave garbage food. Like I will grab a dry steering wheel and throw us into a Taco Bell freaking drive-through and tell them to just throw tacos at me. Just so you know. Okay, so here's a good question while I think about the hardware I'm going to use. I can either use D-rings so that you can attach a strap onto it later, or I can use square rings and it's just a decoration. But no, I already talked myself out of it. Let me get some D-rings. It's because I'm running low on D-rings. Everything takes a D-ring. Oh, my bag's got the D. There we go. I almost fell. Sorry. Oh, I need a zipper pull too. Don't you fall. Doggone vinyl and stuff everywhere. Oh, and I want to put in a new order. Okay. So I've got my zipper pull, so please help me not to forget that. I don't think I'm going to get this put together, but I'll be able to at least get everything set up. And then Saturday I'll finish it. Or I might finish it this afternoon and do another one on Saturday. I think that's what I'll do. I'll probably finish it today or tomorrow. And then if I like it, I'm going to go ahead and cut out some paneled ones. And then I have to see if my carpet peeps like it. So you have your one piece of webbing. You can do this in pieces. I've done it before, but I like the one piece. Well, at least webbing. So I'm going to take my D-rings and I'm going to put them on there. I have the marks that I need in front of me. Because these are 1 inch, I don't really have to measure mark. which kind of helps because I'm trying not to give measurements away. So one long piece of webbing. My D-rings are on there. I have pieces of tape in 2 places. So first, I'm going to go, because I know I'm putting boning in here. Oh, I need to put that in there. Don't, hang on. Hold, please. If you're doing foam, it's a good idea to go ahead and, I mean, I would think it would be. Okay, now I don't mind if it's too big going on the outside, so I'm just tucking this Insulbright, that's what it's called, Insulbright, into this, and what's going to help hold it here in place is the putting on this webbing piece. Again, I had too many people in the past ask me for a strap on a bag. I know they're going to want a strap on to be able to add a strap on. So what I'll do is I'll have just random straps at the con, and people can just buy an add-on strap if they want. Oh, that feels nice though. Okay. Now, I have tucked in my Insulbright. Again, it doesn't matter if the Insulbright's too low, but I'm going to make sure, I'm going to kind of clip for right now, because what I don't want to happen is, because I trimmed this, I don't want, oh, ow, madre de Dios, something just exploded in my fingers. That's what she said. I don't want this to shift my lining too much, so I'm just going to kind of clip it for the moment. Do you use fold over elastic on the BBP? No. Oh, for binding. No, I do not use elastic for binding at all. I've seen people use it. It's gorgeous. I might even see if I can find a way to get it printed, because I do know a lot of people that like it. I use a binding ribbon for pretty much everything that has a binding. I got a little scrap over here. This is the binding ribbon I use. It's a soft satiny style. Doesn't fray. Even when like clipped. And it's heat sealed. So all I have to do is just fold it over the edge. Oh my God, jump. I love Insane in the Brain. But because I know I'm pretty much going to use the webbing a bit to create casing for my polyester binding. So I want to make sure that I am at least 1/4 of an inch away from my top stitching. 1/2 an inch is usually better. So I'm going to line up with it, because I think I'm going to have enough sewing, so I'm not worried about putting my you can always cut a little bit extra. He's going insane in the membrane. So I'm just making sure that that's the same there. Let me see. Insane in the brain. Okay, so the placement I'm using right now, it looks like, is 5/8. That'll give me plenty of room for that boning to go in there. I'm not to that experience level yet. Well, I mean, the only way to figure it out is to do it, right? Okay, so I'm sliding down 1 D-ring towards my thing. So you're going to want to go towards your marks, and you're going to want to put that D-ring at that mark. Okay, so let me see. So I'm actually going to put mine where, there goes one of my D-rings right there. Right about there is good. Yep. Insane in the membrane. He's insane. Got no brain. Okay. So it should look like this. It should have a chunk of it to your measurements. your D-ring, and then you'll have another right here. I think I'm actually going to go to here. Let me see how that is. Okay, where'd you go, ring? I heard you drop. There we are. Look at that clip wall down there. Okay, let me put this back on. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to take off this piece, this paper. I eyeballed where I wanted it on the other side, but I'm going to now measure on this side. And that is because I need them to be the same width away from the zipper and that. So there's that. He's been saying, got no brain. See how that works. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Right here. There we go. Okay. So that's what you should have. A nice little bump there. I'm reading that right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here. Here. So that would be the handle. I think that'll work. Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to move this out of the way. I've got tape and notes. All right. Okay. And you can do one side at a time. Actually, I will say binding with fold over elastic is nice. It's got a nice stretch to it. You can't really use as much. I had trouble when I used double-sided tape. It worked much better without it. But the problem with FOE is that you really have to have some patience. And I just don't have any anymore. Actually, it's more along the lines that it's not as much of a production for me. And it doesn't add value. Like, it's not cheaper than the binding ribbon. In fact, it's more most of the time. But I am going to look to see if I can get it printed. I'll have to talk to them about that. Hi, So. How are you doing this morning? All right. I really love how this lunchbox is coming out. So I'm working on a lunchbox. The basis of the pattern that I'm mutilating is peas and corn from Sew Sweetness. What I'm going to do is, while I'm doing this, is I'm just going to kind of pull that lining a little bit. So I'm going up to my first mark, which should be one more. So I'm going to move that guy a little bit. All right. There. Okay, so now I'm going to curl this. A little cinnamon roll. Have y'all seen that? It's like, looks like a cinnamon roll, or looks like violent, but they're a cinnamon roll. I definitely am not sure what I would be, because I like to think that I'm kind of a sweet person, but boy howdy, if you come at me or mine, and I have successfully started adding the word me to that. I'm backing out of the room just a little bit so I can turn around and come back down here. So I guess I'm a cinnamon roll until you piss me off. There we go. And I'm just going to sew right down here. Now, if I had my zipper pull on, I would go all the way around and do the other side, but I don't. And I don't want to put it on because it is a huge honking thing. It is a very large zipper pull. I also want to make sure that I'm not cutting off where I can put my boning in. I hope those that are starting to use the polyester boning are enjoying it. It is a wonderful thing to add to a zipper panel when it's like this. I actually added it with the Eda bags to the pocket so that the pocket would stand up nicely, not kind of, start to sag in the middle. So I have that side done. Now I'm going to push my ring as far as I can. All right, I think I'm going to go one before that. Okay, I'm going to go as close as I can to the ring. Somebody said that if characters switch between Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, that Frodo would not be tempted by the dark side, but Luke would totally be tempted by that ring. I also found out that, so Elijah Wood once said that he wanted to just stick to acting. He didn't want to worry about music because he doesn't apparently like 30 Seconds to March, which is Jared Leto's band. And Jared Leto came up to him a couple years later and, told him to go himself. Hang on. That's where I want to go, right? Or do I want to go to 5? Did I want to go all the way to the... Yeah. There we go. And he started to actually attack him. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You're on the red carpet. This is not red carpet behavior. But he didn't know that Sean Austin was getting pictures taken too. And he came up out of nowhere to help Elijah. And I'm like, man, you don't know. You don't know. You don't come at the hobbits, man. You got to catch them alone or not at all. It was just I don't know if that's an actual thing that happened. I kind of need to, but I saw it on one of the folks that I follow and trust for that information. So a part of me hopes it's real, but a part of me is I hope it's not, because Jared Leto is not a bad guy. There we go. He's an odd kitten, but So I'm just doing another large square. You're more than welcome to do, if you want, some rivets. I think with as much stitching on here, it should be fine. I don't think it really needs any rivets up here. It's not like with the Twilight, where the Twilight, that's what's holding it there is the rivets. So, obs. But she also said in the pattern on the Twilight Traveler that if you want, you can sew it down. It's not set in stone. You got to use rivets. But I will say those rivets look pretty. I think he's from my state. I was so upset that Morpheus wasn't a better movie, because I like Jared Leto as an actor. Oh, I just watched a movie with him in it too. Panic Room. It's got him, Jodie Foster, a very pretty young Kristen Stewart, Kirsten, and Forrest Whitaker. Boy, was that an interesting character he was playing. It's an old movie, 98 maybe. Yeah, it's a good movie though. I enjoyed it. Because the thing I like about it, and I think that's what somebody was, they couldn't understand why the movie unnerved them. And I said, well, it's probably because they didn't do anything. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, Jodie and Kristen, they move into this house, and it was under nothing that they did. It was just happenstance. They just happened to move into this house that this dude wanted to get into the safe. And he wasn't Right. He thought that, business days, he thought that 2 week escrow meant 3 weeks because it was business days. So it was just bad luck and bad information. And I'm like, oh yeah, well, no, I haven't even gotten to any of the spoilers. That's all in the pretty much in the synopsis and that. But that's what's unnerving about it, is that it's just happenstance. It's something they couldn't have done. Or I didn't, I don't remember. Listen, when I was watching it yesterday, I was like, man, am I sure I've seen this movie? I know I've seen this movie. I just didn't remember this part or that part. Or dang. Too many song lyrics from the 90s still punching their way through. Is your command submit to your demands? Anything. Ooh, gotta be careful because So when I pivot on corners, I do what's called prepping the next stitch. So when you go to turn a corner, if you look on the other side and it looks like it didn't quite catch, but it did catch at least, it's just not liking that pivot. I don't know what to do otherwise, but what I do is, yeah, see, I don't have that problem at all on here. So what you do is when you're turning, you lift up your foot when the stitch is still all the way down. You lift your foot up, turn it, and then you prep the stitch by putting your needle just about to the point where it's about to come out. Not too far, like about halfway. So let's see. Hopefully that didn't mess anything up. And what that will do is it's already starting the stitch. So you're just kind of giving it a heads up that, hey, you need to stitch this. And it helps a lot. Like, I'm not saying 100% of the time do I have a success rate, but it's pretty high up there. It's like 70% probably. I'm trying to think of what I want to do for lunch. It's probably going to be Panera, because I can get the little duo, the soup and the sandwich. I like the soup and sandwich. All right, so that's one. I'm going to pull back my D-ring. I'm going to look at the other side. Make sure. Yep. Oh, yeah, we good. Okay. So I'm going to pull that D-ring all the way to the stitches, and then I'm going to get as close as I can. So I throw this everywhere. What am I doing? I'll roll this up because I'm like, wait, where am I? I got very lost for a moment, y'all. It was not good. Here we go. I don't know what it is, but the last month or two, I've been craving old horror and old thriller, early aughts. I didn't. That's okay. I'll pull that through. So, okay, here we go. So I'm going to go down all the way because I'm placing the stitch. It happens even more when you place the stitch on the corner. I've got it down all the way right before it's about to start coming up. I'm going to then pivot. I have to pivot this way, I forgot. I'm going to pull up a good chunk of the needle. Give YouTube the real look. Here we go. Okay, so you can see right here, I've pulled it up a bit. Now I'm backing out of the room because it's easier than trying to figure out. It works better for me. And then after I back out, I'm going to roll this up, lift up my foot. And the higher you lift your foot up, by the way, on an industrial, when you do that, Oh, thank you, Cynthia. The higher you pull your foot up when you turn, the less it seems to snag thread underneath. I'm not quite 100% sure on some of these things why it does it. I've just noticed that if I don't like push all the way up on my foot when I go to rotate or pivot, that it seems to, I guess maybe it just keeps the thread out of the way completely, like up here. I don't know. We'll see. So let me see. What do I got here? 2, 3, 4, right? Just making sure that I'm going right to, okay, right up to here. Okay. I'm also using my back pedal. So I'm pushing just enough so that it goes to where I want it. So again, it's all the way down. I'm going to roll this up. I haven't done anything else except stop where I'm stopping. But where I place the needle, I push all the way up on my knee pedal. Where am I going? Here we go. Can't remember where I'm going. Shoot. Might be in the way, YouTube. Okay, here we go. Press it. Now, before I stitch, I'm going to pull the needle up a bit. Not all the way. You don't want to lose your placement, but you're just kind of giving it a heads up. This is where we're going. Prepping the stitch. And then just go across. I'm going to place my needle. Turn. Pull up a little bit more because I did kind of pull up some extra and I don't want to prep it. You really want to try not to prep it before you pivot. I think that also helps to not turn it. Holy crow, stomach. I hope YouTube cannot hear you growling at me. What kind of language you don't use in public, man. That's rude. All right, and I'm going to go right back. So I have been sewing at 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to place this. There we go. Because I've tried it both ways, and it seems to work best when you don't prep the stitch before you pivot. Okay, well, sorry. Like a roller coaster ride for YouTube today. Oh, well, get back to work. I'm sorry that you have to get back to work, Dryla. I hope you have a good day. 'Tis the Wednesdays of Wednesdays. Here we go. Yeah, see, I prepped it before. You can't really see, but I can. And for this last turn, it's just pulling a little bit. I wouldn't have even done that, but I forgot to backstitch first. So I wanted to kind of go over those stitches just in case. Come on. There we go. Now, I will let you know that sometimes it having the, oh no, that's the one I was holding. Sometimes having the thing burning the ends can make it hard to go through like a bunch of layers of this. Come on, you. Okay, if you're having problems getting the loop to the back, put your tweezers and start pulling up the thread that you're holding, and then use that to pull up the loop so that you can get a better grip on it. Okay. I backstitched, but I have started to really make sure to pull my threads through the back as much as I can if I know I'm not going to want to like accidentally burn my vinyl. Nope. Almost did it. Up to here. Okay, so that gives us a little grab handle, and it also gives us some D-rings to put it on. So there we go. I think for the next one, I'll put the D-rings higher up so that it's kind of not doing that little wobble thing. But even if you don't use like a crossbody strap, you can still like grab your keys onto there, put cute keychains. Not doing the rectangle rings, I think, was a good idea. So the other thing I need to do is I need to put this fleecy stuff in here. This is the Insel Bright. I did attempt to cut it a 1/4 inch shorter. Right now I'm letting it be in the seams because I don't know how it's going to react. I've only worked once with this stuff and I don't remember how it worked. I think it was a baby, a little smaller of a Erica that I used as a lunch bag. But I like a lunch bag that opens up like big. Yeah, so before I go, the Brand Me tags pre-order is still open. It will be open till the 31st. Scary, but that is coming up soon. The Brand Me tags are your logo on a roll of vinyl to put onto your bags. If you're not wanting to invest in metal, you don't want to put that much hardware on your bag, or you just wanted some nice, cute vinyls. You don't have the form, or you don't want to put an expensive cork tag on there. This is just a good way to. Do I have them over here? I think they're on the table over there. Let's see. Yep, this one. So these are glitter. I don't have the option for glitter right now. I'm actually looking to see what options I might be able to get later on. But for right now, I have these. I do have the chance at glow in the dark, but it's like an extra $10 per roll to do it. Like my girl was honest. I was like, ooh, you got glow in the dark? She's like, hey, hold on. That one's got a price hike. I was like, okay, no, I get it. Hit me. And she hit me. I was like, oh God. But it's just a nice way. Like that roll gave me like is giving me like 250 of them. Oh God, I cannot believe it is already almost August. And I have, where'd you come from? To keep an eye out for those. When it rains a lot in Georgia, you have to look for ants. Always. But this house is actually sealed pretty well. The last house was awful. Yeah, in fact, the second week of August, I have to stop most production. I've got to start, or most sewing production. I got to start doing sublimation stuff. And sitting in a corner and crying and eating cheese. I do need to make sure I schedule in those days. Maybe a couple of days of playing Diablo might help too with cheese. But after the Brand Me, yeah, Creations, go ahead and if you get a chance, join Fat Rabbit Supplies on the Book of Face. That has all the information. Diablo cheese. Oh, Diablo cheese. But the next pre-order will be these. Not maybe with this thing. We're looking at how to design this. This broke off of something. So he gave it to me, so I super glued it on so I can stamp. So what I'm using this for, I'm going to go ahead and set this aside because I know I'm about to have to go soon anyways. It's 20 after. So what I'm using it for is I have these guys. I have these slayers. I rough cut out the felt. I'm going to sew 1/4 of an inch around and then trim it. Then I'm going to like really trim under it so that all the pieces that are covered won't have it. I'll have to make sure I don't trim too far here though on the top. Maybe I'll fold it over. That's a good idea. When I do the trim, I'll go ahead and trim greatly under it. Fat. I'm Chubby Bunny Studios. My supply company is Fat. Not PH though. FAT, sorry. Bad Rabbit. That would have been cute too. Chubby Bunny is the pet name I used to have for my husband. And when I'd get mad at him, I'd call him Fat Rabbit. So it just kind of sucked. So what I plan on doing is 1/4 inch trim, and then I'm going to flip this over because I'm not turning it. I'm just going to keep it raw edged because it's quicker. And I'm going to take my stamp and I'm going to stamp right where this is. So here we go. So it'll look like this on the inside with that. I'm going to take my stamp and I'm just going to stamp here, and that'll be my branding. Let me see. I should have a, yes. And I'm trying a couple of different inks, but I think I like the fabric paint the best. But I also like this ink dye to stamp. So it's nice and light and very unintrusive. Mostly I wanted to make sure that things don't like scrub off. Not that these are technically washable, but stay. I think this is really going to be a good idea. Plus, you can probably use it to, I'm wondering, and if I had time and it wasn't freaking tomorrow for Dragon Con, what I want to do is, what stamping has is a glue. So you put this in a special ink pad. You would put your stamp in an ink pad, you stamp it, and then you put this powder on it, shake it off, and then you use an embossing tool, which I already have, which is nice, and it makes it shiny. And I kind of want to go back to Michael's and get some of that to try out. In fact, I'm sorry, my love, but we are probably going to be doing that. What is today? Today is Wednesday. We might do it tomorrow, mainly because I'm already going to drag him to Bell's so that I can get some new sugar-free syrups. But I think that would work nicely so that it's embossed, because I'm a boss. Sorry. I'm not sorry. Stop saying sorry. Okay. But these are 3D printed. And I really think these would be an awesome idea for folks that just want to do a quick stamp in small things. Where the fuck did that ink come from? Die. One night in one of the old places that we lived, when I had a hedgehog, I woke up and I'm glad that I went in to check on him, because something in my heart said, go check on Nimoy. So I went in, and from the top corner, there we go, from the top corner of the roof, all the way down to where his cage started, was this chunk, and I mean chunk. It was about this thick of a line of just ants. Oh my God, poor Aaron. He has only had to hear me scream like that, like maybe 3 times in the 11 or 12 years, something like that we've been together, because he came in and I'm trying to get the cage down, and he's like, just get Nimoy out of the cage. I'll take care of the cage. He didn't even know what was going on. He had no idea what was going on. He just knew that I was panicking trying to get that cage, because it was a big cage. I like giving him room. Nimoy loved to run around. One convention, I brought him with us to the hotel room, and our friend Wes was with us. So it was me, Wes, and Aaron. It was from MegaCon in Orlando, and we were staying at the Red Roof Inn right across. And we were all splitting the room because, right across from the convention, that wasn't a cheap hotel room. Also, thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate it. And sadly, they messed up our reservation. We only ended up with one king size bed. That's fine. We're all friends. Aaron didn't care. I started to care because I was stuck in the middle of these two guys, and Aaron was snoring, and then offbeat Wes was snoring. And if you didn't know, hedgehogs are nocturnal. So there's on one side and then because he was on his God blessed wheel all night, and I did not sleep one wink. Morning came and they're like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, I grabbed the front of both of their shirts and I said, "If you assholes do not go buy me earplugs and coffee to inject into my system right now, I will kill you. I will leave your bodies as scarecrows at the convention." I'm like, "Get me coffee." I was cranky. Because, yeah, that's what it was. It was just two people really snoring off key at different times. So there was no like little breaks. And then Nimoy on that wheel. Just, I still have nightmares of that stay. The convention was amazing as always, but oh, that might be an idea too. I want like some cotton labels for the carpet bags, and I'm thinking on the next set, I'm going to have Aaron print me a little thing that says carpet royalty. I have the SVG already. Yes. I feel bad for him. Sometimes he drives me nuts. But here's a Meowlister for listening to me rant about my MegaCon experience. But I hope everybody had a good time. I will probably, there's a good chance I'm going to finish that bag today or tomorrow. But, bye, Estelle. Thank you so much for coming by. Saturdays and Wednesdays, I'm here. I mean, I'm here every day. But mostly on Wednesdays and Saturdays. But I will probably finish that and have a new one cut for y'all. With a panel. I think that'll work. And hopefully better application of how to do the back pocket. And I think I'm going to end up creating a pattern that works a little bit better than some of their instructions. Not that I looked at them. All right. Thank you, Cynthia. I hope y'all have a good day, but it's nail day. Oh, goodness. Lunchtime, apparently. So I will say goodbye to the tubes of the U. Oh, wait, over here. There we go. Yes. The manic has returned.